Good morning, guys. It's your boy Allan Magno back at it again with another vlog to talk about college life. And today, we're gonna talk about time management. Hey guys, I'm here at my dorm. It's 4:50 p.m. in the afternoon, Tuesday, March 12th. I just came back from school, and today we're gonna talk about one of the most common problems that you would deal when you go to college, and that is time management. Okay, guys, so now we're gonna talk about time management. So you might have already heard of the term time management. It is very common. Time management defines itself. It's managing time. Although it's very common, not all of the people knows how to manage time, especially in college, where there's a lot of things to do. Because we get used to high school when we just do things on the last minute and still get good grades. But here in high school, you can't do that anymore. For there's a lot of things, a lot of tasks that will be given to you maybe at the same time, but um, you will get bombarded by a lot of tasks here in college, quizzes, assignments, projects that you need to do or pass at the same time. So time management is very crucial to surviving here in college. So there are a few tips that I could give to you as for my still very short experience in college. I'm also fairly new to college, so there's only three things that I would suggest or give tips on time management. So my first tip on time management is having a time schedule or a time stamp. I have one in my cell phone where I just put everything that I need to do for the day. It helps me remember what I need to do, and it helps me stick on a plan, because more often than not I tend to forget things that I need to do, and ending up not being able to do them, of course. And also I tend to break promises to myself. I mean, it's easy to break promises to yourself. Like, most often than not, I will say to myself that I would do this during this time, but when that time comes, I would not be doing it. I would just be, mamaya na lang or whatever. So, being able to have a timestamp and being able to stick to it is really a good way to manage time. So, yeah. Second tip that I would give to you is, of course, do not procrastinate or do not cram. It's the same thing. Do not procrastinate, for again, there's a lot of things that you need to do in college. You might get bombarded by a lot of tasks, and if you procrastinate or do things in the last minute, tasks would probably, of course, pile up, and you will get stressed. And because there's a lot of things to do. You would have a subpar performance. You will not be able to sleep. You will get stressed. And as for myself, I'm a procrastinator. I'm a certified procrastinator. I do things on the last minute because I'm lazy. I would suggest that you shouldn't procrastinate, because last time I procrastinated was on a quiz on chemistry. I studied in the last minute because I was very lazy, and I ended up getting a failed score. So, lesson learned. So you shouldn't procrastinate, because there's a lot of things that you need to do. You wouldn't be able to survive here in college if you have the habit of procrastinating. So yeah, do things as they were given to you, so that it will finish ahead of time, and you will not be you don't need to do them at the same time. So my last tip for you guys is give yourself rest or take rest. It's actually very underrated opinion in my, I guess. It's a very underrated tip. But here in college, people tend to forget to rest because there's a lot of things to do. You just opted to just do them instead of sleeping. However, I beg to differ because doing them and not being doing them in the sacrifice of your sleep is not actually very beneficial to you, because I have read a research that says that on the first 2 hours, on the first 30 minutes actually, on the first 30 minutes of studying, and this is still studying, in the first 30 minutes of studying, this is the efficient studying where you being able to retain everything that you read, and after that everything just fall off. So if you about to study for like 6 hours straight, the 30 minutes is very effective and efficient studying. The rest will be just passing through your brain. So having rest time or a short break would actually really help in your performance in college. It's also good for your health as well. So if you're following my tips that you shouldn't cram and you should have a time schedule for everything, then you will have enough sleep and you have time to sleep actually. And you wouldn't be telling me that but I can't sleep, there's a lot of things to do. If you follow that, then you should have time to sleep. It is very crucial. And what else? Yeah, that's it. So yeah, those are my tips and tricks in my fairly short stay here in college and fairly new to college. So hope you learned something new and hope you might apply it in your college life, and see you guys next time. Bye.